Gonna own it.
Good morning, Judith. Welcome
Good
to the
morning.
Coaches Cup.
Welcome.
I'm Sonya Green with SonyaGreenCoaching.com.
And I'm Judith Fender with Judith Fender Coaching with the .com yet to come. I'm working on it.
We are working on it. We are works in progress, which is the beauty of what we're doing today, what we're talking about today, which is confidence and how that bleeds into self-confidence. So that's a big one.
Yeah.
Especially, it's probably a big one for everybody, but it really seems to be an issue with women. You don't hear men talking about confidence or not having confidence as often. That said, my husband claims that that's just because men don't talk about it. The feeling.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, well, Sonia, wait a minute. Is this because we talk to women all the time?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting idea. But confidence is just a feeling. Let's start with that, because many times I think there's this idea that we're born either confident or lacking confidence.
Right. And really, in fact, what it is what we need to have confidence, what we need to know is first is that we're worthy. And it's from knowing that we're worthy, just because we are humans on this earth, that we are worthy of our best life.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a big thing for some people, right? That
it absolutely is. Because the brain can go down all kinds of default modes and make you think you're not worthy and make you feel you're not worthy. Yeah. So just owning anytime you drop into not worthy, that's just my old brain trying to keep me safe.
Right, because our brains are wired to fear, right? They are hardwired to fear. And if I'm doubting myself, if I'm doubting my abilities, I'm going to stay safe. I'm not going to branch out. I'm not going to be eaten or, whatever. I'm going to stay safe. And that's not useful to us now.
Right. Anything we do out of fear is not going to result in a positive feeling or a positive action or a positive result.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that brings up a good point, because many times people, I think they're trying for confidence, but it's coming from a feeling of fear. And so it becomes that person who walks into a party and has to be the center of attention. They're loud and a little brash, and it's coming from a place of fear. It's not coming from a place of confidence, right?
Right. And it almost makes me think not only fear, but a place of lack of not feeling worthy, maybe.
Self-doubt. Yeah.
Self-doubt, right.
Yeah. Yeah. And the same thing with bullying. We have this all of this attention that we put on bullying in schools with children. And many times the bullying is the same way. It's not that these kids are feeling all this confidence. It's that they're trying to work up something.
Right. They're trying to, by stepping on others, they feel like they are creating more, what's the word I'm looking for?
A higher standard for themselves.
Yes. They think they're building themselves up by stepping on other. Where confidence says we're all worthy. We're all, like, I can support you, and we're all successful.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause there's room for everybody, right?
For everyone. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's arrogance or bullying, or all of that is coming from a place of fear. And usually most of us can spot it when we really stop to look at it. But we have to draw that confidence. We have to bring that from a place of being worthy, like you said. And that can be a challenge sometimes, because our brains want evidence for it, right?
Oh my gosh, our brains are so well tuned to keep us, like you said, safe and pain-free. and small.
Yeah. And that's not even the truth, right? Self-doubt is painful.
And
Self-doubt is, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, and it's coming from a thought that we have total control over.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so let's think about where we can draw, since our brain wants evidence. We were talking earlier about an example with you.
Okay.
You want to bring that up now?
So during my weight loss journey, and I was in the No BS women's weight loss group with Corinne Crabtree, she offered to the group a running opportunity, a chance to work with them to learn to run. And I knew at that point that I could hike. I'm an avid hiker. I live in beautiful mountains of Western North Carolina. And I knew that I could hike 13 miles. Actually, I knew that's a lie. I knew I could hike 11 miles. That's the longest hike I'd ever done. And so, but what I wasn't sure of was if I could run. But I was able to translate that confidence in the mileage and to go and learn to run. And I did my first half marathon. So which leads us, is you want me to go on into self-confidence? So
Sure.
where I'm carrying that. So just kind of carry the story into self-confidence. Where I'm at now is I've set a new goal for myself, and that's to run a 30-minute 5K. And while that is something I have never done, I mean, I am the queen of the 12-minute mile. Get a t-shirt from it like no matter what I do, if I'm running a half marathon, if I'm running a 10K, or if I'm running a 5K, I am putting out 12-minute miles. So I have hired a little running coach. Actually, he's an ultra marathoner of all things. I'm sorry, I'm going to digress here.
Oh, that's fine. I think it's amazing.
I didn't know that's what he was when I hired him. I hired him because he was local and he owned the local shoe store. But he has since parted ways with his partner, and he has gone exclusively to training athletes. So anyway, I'm in a Facebook group, and I'm in there with all of these ultra marathoners, and I'm just like, how did I get in here? Like what? So I think I get extra special attention from him because I am his unique client for sure. Just trying to get my best 5K. So anyway, I'm translating my confidence into self-confidence because I'm going to trust myself. And I'm willing to feel all the feelings. And that's, the commitment, the desire, oh gosh, what else do I need to get out there and run?
Well, I was thinking that this is a great example of confidence, because your brain is not even going to the thought that I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking, if I were in a Facebook group with a bunch of ultra marathoners, all the self-doubt would be, knocking at my door.
Really?
And you didn't go there.
I did not go there. I mean, in a minute I was like, what? And then I was like, well, dang. And I'm getting all the special attention. Like I stand out in this crowd.
And what an amazing way to look at that, right?
I never thought of it. Yeah, but that's really how I feel.
That's what you get to access. You get to throw away that self-doubt. I'm not good enough. I can't do what all these people are doing. And just access the fact that you get all the special attention.
I do. And I have to give a stand up for runners. Runners are probably my most favorite people on the planet because they truly understand what you're going through. Ooh, I could get emotional. Like I'll never forget, how people cheered me on in my first half marathon and all the things. They wait at the end of the line for you, or they're yelling in the middle. And so I had no reservation. I think that's where that confidence came from in that group, is that runners are amazing. Like as a whole, I've had zero bad experiences.
And that's the thought that you chose. Runners are amazing.
They are. That's a fact.
There's probably a few out there that aren't, but
yeah. That's true. That's true.
I say that, but I'm joking. But we have access to those kinds of thoughts every day. Women are amazing.
Fact.
But yet we go into workplaces or, our families or whatever, and we have squabbles because that's not the thought we're choosing.
That's true. I know. I see the point you're trying to make. I was being silly, but
No.
yeah, we could choose when we go in. We could think, oh my gosh, I got to work with so-and-so, or choose, you know what? I'm going in there today and I get to work with her and she challenges me and I am learning things.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So way back in time when I was 27 years old, and I won the Young Business Person of the Year, Young Businesswoman of the Year award for the little hometown that I lived in, which didn't have, we're talking 15,000 people. So, but I won this award and I had to give a speech. And so I have lost the speech along the way. I wish I still had it. But I talked all about how, as women, we need to reach down and lift each other up rather than stepping on each other
To get.
yeah. And over the years, I have thought at times that was such a naive speech. But now I've come back around to it, 22 years later, and I thought, that wasn't naive. That was me accessing a really wonderful thought, right?
Yeah.
Because
And
we have a choice. Go ahead.
I was just curious how old you were when did you?
27. Yeah.
27. Okay.
I was,
Wow, that's really.
in a way, I was very naive. But I think also I was accessing the best version of me, the confident version of me that I could reach down and lift other women up, and that women would reach down and do the same for me. And really, along the way, I can find examples, I can find evidence for both. I can find examples for women reaching down to help me, and I can find examples for women stepping on me to get where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
But today, I choose those examples of reaching down and helping, pulling me up so that I can reach down and pull somebody else up.
Right, because that makes you better too.
It
In
does.
the,
Makes
in
us
the
all.
spirit of helping someone else, it makes, yep.
So we have our choice every day of what thought we want to access.
Mm-hmm.
Why not access something beautiful like that? Why not access runners are awesome people and they're going to be there supporting me? It's
Mm-hmm.
available to us. We just have to choose to think those thoughts.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm getting a little lesson here today. I love, like, wow, that is so true. But I hadn't thought, in the old me, a few years ago, probably would not have felt that way until I experienced running and the people and developed a deep connection for the running community because of what they gave me.
Well, let's talk just for a minute about, because self-confidence is being willing to feel any emotion.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so that can be tough.
Yeah. The thing that comes to mind, and Brooke Castillo on one of her podcasts on self-confidence uses, and I think there isn't anyone under the age of 20 or who hasn't been through public school or private school or any type of school, public speaking. Like, I remember in a psychology class, like people put the fear of public speaking above death. And so the ability to feel any emotion and having confidence to go speak, but even if everyone in the room hates your speech, having the confidence, the self-confidence to know that you've got your own back, and the worst thing that's going to happen is to feel your feeling. And I know what I was supposed to talk about was the selfies.
No. We'll get. I think we're getting there.
Okay.
But what is that feeling that they're afraid to feel when they're
Right. I think the lowest one, maybe humiliation.
I think so too.
Humiliation and, disappointment. And
You
then it's, of course, what you make it mean. That's where you get in the weeds with your emotions.
Yeah.
But if you're willing going in to think, I have some great things to say, and there's even if I hit just one person, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that sense of, I am so sorry.
Yeah, I worked on my Slack. I can help you.
I need to turn that off. But I have had several. I mean, when I was younger, giving a speech was just the ultimate embarrassment for me because I had to get up, and I made it mean that. Well, I had a lot of feelings of I wasn't worthy because of my weight. And you know what? Looking back, it didn't matter what my weight was. That's what it was, they're going to think that I don't look good.
The story you were telling yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And as I have grown as a public speaker, I mean, I do it all the time. That's one of the things that I consciously let go of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have realized, number one, I have realized that most people aren't even thinking about me. They aren't thinking about the way I look.
No.
They're too focused inside their own heads.
Yep. Yep. And here's the thing. So recently I had an opportunity for, I wouldn't call it public speaking, but, speaking in front of a virtual group of 800 plus women, and, letting go of owning the feeling of anxiety, knowing I was going to be anxious going in, but I was self-confident because I had dealt with the emotion. Like the fear of going in was actually greater than the fear of the speaking.
Yeah.
And it was a real progress moment for me to have the thought work behind me and to witness myself through both of these phases of just knowing it's just a feeling in my body, and the story I'm going to tell myself is how I'm going to come out on the other side of this.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
and my brain wanted to afterwards. It wanted to go, oh, you did, oh, you should have. And I was like, no, you showed up, you spoke, you said words. That's it. Moving on. It was great.
Yeah, you have. I mean, that's your choice to access that feeling. And why not? Why not say, that was great?
Yep. And it was
amazing. So now let's talk about that challenge. Well, we want to challenge everybody too.
Oh, the selfie challenge.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see if I can get this right. So to have, we were talking about women taking selfies, and there's some data out there, which I wanted to go down the bunny trail just for a second.
Okay.
If you're public speaking, I heard this latest data came out that like in 2012, the average span of concentration was like 12 seconds. We're talking about the impact that our phones and computers and living online, and now it's down to like 10 seconds that people can't sit in the discomfort of being with themselves. So just know, if you're public speaking, you're probably your audience
on their phone.
So distracted. You're the only one. You're just speaking to yourself. So I thought that was just super interesting.
It's hilarious.
And relevant to what we're making it mean whenever everybody else is so distracted.
Yeah.
So back to the selfie challenge. So how many selfies before you post on your Instagram or Facebook, Sonya, how many selfies might you take of yourself before you get the one you want?
Most of the time I end up not even posting them, but I would say easily I do 6.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would probably take a couple angles and, the double, making sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm very selective which one I'm going to choose. And so the challenge moving forward. So where this is leading to is we would like to invite our listeners to take a picture of yourself, one picture,
and
have the self-confidence to know you can look at it. And the worst that's going to happen is you're just going to feel your feelings about it and see where your brain goes.
Yeah, because that's how you looked in that moment.
In that moment.
And you can decide that the way you looked was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Or, I mean, whatever feeling you want. You looked determined. You looked courageous. You looked
Beautiful.
ambitious, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And decide before you take it. That's the key. You got to decide before you take it. I'm going to keep this one. I'm going to post this one. I'm going to love the way I look.
Ooh, you know what we should do?
What?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go, probably should do it when we get off here. I'm going to get my phone and take a selfie with this in the background and post it. How about that?
Perfect.
One shot.
Perfect.
Okay. So what's your big takeaway from today? Feel your feelings.
Yep. That we get to choose them, and we get to, the worst thing you're going to feel is humiliation. I have so many stories of humiliation simply from falling because I'm not a very graceful person. And, I was mortified the first few times it happened when I was younger. And now I just laugh at myself. I'm like, yeah, I have trouble walking. It's my thing.
I love
It's
that.
all good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my big takeaway is, I think I love leaving everyone with knowing they're worthy.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much room for growth from that acceptance alone, that you are worthy.
And
no
we
matter
believe you're worthy.
Yeah, exactly.
And you get to believe you're worthy too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, my friend. Are we
All
good?
right. Sounds good. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
I'm Sonya Green from SonyaGreenCoaching.com.
Judith Fender, coaching soon to come.
See you later.
Bye.